So here's the chart of Bagavan Das, and you can find him in New York City at Jivamukti Yoga. Occasionally he does the kirtans. He's a Taurus, and he has his Venus and Mars conjunct together. You can usually find a large group of beautiful young women that are totally devoted to him, surrounding him wherever he goes. He does have the sign of a teacher. Saturn is on the ascendant and is conjunct the North Node, so it's definitely some sort of a teacher to the world. One of the things I thought was very interesting about his chart is that he has Neptune ruling the midheaven, and this is known to be associated with a career in music or with spiritual work. And he has a marvelous Sun, Venus, mutual reception. So this means that the gods have given him a special gift this lifetime of incredible loving energy. Mars is also in the proper sign of Aries, so he has three splendid, great planets there. And if you look at his chart, it's not that badly challenged. Okay, he's got a Mars-Saturn from time to time. Maybe he does get a little frustrated, but I think he just chants away and chants himself into bliss, as Neptune here, which is associated with the higher realms of understanding, mysticism, is nicely trine to his Sun. Very, very tight there. And it's interesting to note that by going to India, where he met his guru, he had Neptune, the planet associated with mysticism and spiritual growth, running right through the country of India. So if you want to know where you might be able to go to become more spiritual, look at where your Neptune is on the midheaven. Here's where you receive divine information and greater insight into understanding the world. Now what happened was Bhagavan Das was already in India when Richard Alpert came along. And he said, I'll take you to my guru. And Richard wasn't really too impressed with this idea, but he jumped in the Land Rover and he was kind of mumbling all the way. According to Bagavan Das, in the movie, he says, Richard was saying, well, why are you driving the Jeep, but they didn't 100%, they didn't strike it right off the bat, as best friends will say. But when they got to the foot of the Himalayas, or the Himalayans, first thing, it was at nighttime, and the sky was brilliant with stars. Baba Ram Das said it looked like a Van Gogh painting. And when he looked up to the heavens, he thought of his mother who had just died. His dead mother was passed away 6 months before. So when they finally got to the ashram, they saw hundreds of people all around the guru. He was laying on his stomach, I believe, and they were coming up to touch his feet, to get a blessing from him. And when they got out of the car, Bagavan Das was so popular, everybody loved him so much, that it made Richard even more ticked off about the whole thing. And he didn't really want to meet this guru at all, he decided. So the guru, when you go to see the guru, the first thing you do is you touch his feet and you bow to him. And Richard Alpert was standing there with his hands in his pocket, very reluctant. And the guru said to him, hey, come here, come sit here. He picked it up right away. And Richard went down and he sat down. And Naim Karala Baba leaned over and said to him, last night you were looking at the stars, thinking of your dead mother who died of a spleen. And that was it. From that point on, Richard Alpert actually became Baba Ram Das right before everyone's very eyes. He surrendered himself over to the guru. He said, this guy knew everything about me and still loved me. He couldn't believe it. Now I want to tell you that their guru had a special ability, a special occult powers beyond belief. He had the ability to make everyone who was sitting in his presence not only love him, but love everybody else in the world. And so people were going to flocks to visit him because they were getting that Shakti pot, that spiritual awakening or opening of the heart chakra.